conclusively proves the effectiveness of the Indian Air Force air raid on Balakot. Our witnesses present at the site of India's 26 February bomb strikes against the Jaish-e-Mohammed base say that they saw up to 35 bodies being transported out of the site by ambulance in the hours after the attack. The dead, they say, included 12 men who were said to have been sleeping in a single temporary shack, and several individuals who had earlier served in Pakistan's military. It's a First Post exclusive. I'm being joined by Praveen Swami, a consulting editor, First Post. Thanks for your time here. Praveen, I want to begin by asking you, just take us through the details of what the findings of this report really talks about, given the fact that claims were made by Pakistan that yes, there was an airstrike, but there was no damage to human life. In fact, what India just ended up doing is destroying our trees. Ironically, something that Pakistan has also tried to raise, isn't it?
Absolutely. And Francesca Marino, who is a highly regarded Italian journalist, an award-winning journalist with a book on Pakistan, used sources she had in the region, who she contracted through encrypted communication means, to try and get an accurate picture of what actually happened on the ground before dawn on the night of the Indian raids. And sources she spoke to, who are eyewitnesses to those events, have told her that the area, by the time local authorities arrived, that is police and ambulances, the area was already cordoned off completely by the army. But these eyewitnesses saw about 35 bodies being brought out, put onto the ambulances and taken away to Abbottabad. The army intervening to maintain secrecy to such that even mobile phones were taken away from the ambulance staff, and local police not being allowed in. Now, according to the witnesses, they heard that one bomb had dropped on a sort of temporary earth and wood structure which housed 12 under-training Fedayeen fighters, and that at least one person who they knew as a Colonel Salim, who was a retired inter-services intelligence officer working with the Jaish-e-Mohammed, was killed. A trainer whose name has appeared in various Indian intelligence reports too, and Usman, was also killed. Now, this account tallies with a number of things that we'd heard in the first few hours after the attack from credible Pakistani journalists who had put out things on Twitter about the area being cordoned off and so on. We know that journalists who got there weren't allowed into the area where the actual strikes had taken place for quite some time. And in our view, these eyewitness accounts are quite credible.
Yes. Yes, Praveen, continue being with us. In fact, I'm being joined by Francesca Marino. She's done that. The story has been done by Francesca. In fact, Francesca, I want to ask you, give us an idea about what eyewitnesses have told you. You do tell in your report that many of them have actually said that, we can't give out our names. We don't want our identities to be revealed. But they've given you a fairly accurate picture of what really happened minutes after the strike. Just tell us more.
Yeah, they agreed to talk to me under a very strict condition of anonymity, because, of course, there is their lives. They told me what Praveen said. I mean, the area has been immediately cordoned off to an extent not even the local police was allowed there, and is not allowed yet. They saw an ambulance taking away 35, 40 bodies. They could not count really exactly. And the mobile phones of the ambulance staff had been taken because no image, no word was supposed to go out. So, again, as Praveen said, they said 12 people were sleeping in a single room and they have been killed all together. And then the retired ISI official another colonel, Colonel Zarar Zakri, and then a trainer, a Jaish-e-Mohammed trainer called Mufti Moin from Peshawar, and then another Jaish-e-Mohammed expert who's called Uzma Ghani. So this is what they told me. I'm also working on getting some image, of course.
Yes.
But it's not easy.
Yes, absolutely, Francesca, and congratulations also on that report. But just a quick clarification, because I have that report right now open in front of me, Francesca. You talk about 35 bodies also being taken away. Is this something that was seen? And an estimate is that there could be perhaps many more than 35, but an opportunity was perhaps not given to anybody else to see what was the real casualty figure like, and 35 is just like a rough estimate?
It could be, but I don't think we will ever know the exact number. And this is not a new thing in Pakistan. It is a constant. I mean, you never know what really happens.
Yes, there are two names that figure, and something that Praveen also mentioned, Usman and Colonel Salim. What more do we know about these people, Usman and Colonel Salim? They've been killed in the attacks, is what your sources are telling you, Francesca?
This is what my sources are telling me. One was a retired ISI official. The other ones are Jaish-e-Mohammed figures, but of course I'm just waiting, and it already started waiting for denials.
Yes, absolutely. Praveen, coming to you, the kind of narrative that